Hey guys, it's me. I wanted to jump on really quick because of a conversation I had with let's say, a family member. For sake of anonymity, I try not to involve my family in my videos because they are public and I don't want to expose my family's personal stuff. But I have a family member who's having some health issues. I think some of them are related to hypermobility. I'm the first one that's in the process of trying to get diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I can pick out other family members that have the same thing as me. And I think that some of the stuff that she's having is related to the hypermobility and potentially EDS, if that's what I end up having. So she was telling me about her health stuff and what she told her doctor was going on and like the tests that they were trying to run and things like that. And then she starts telling me about how she feels about it and how she doesn't really want to do all these tests because she doesn't really feel like that's the issue, but that's what the doctor recommends. And then she told me, the anxiety that I'm having from all this stuff is making everything worse. And I was like, well, have you talked to your doctor about that? And she said, well, no. Do I need to? Which of course she needs to, because that could be related. The problems that she's having are what she thought was heart related, but that's not. I think it's got more to do with A, her anxiety attacks, and B, her general overall pain, day-to-day pain. So I think that she's just hitting a critical mass point between stress and anxiety and pain, and so now it's starting to mess with her. So that's why she was asking me, because she knows that I'm going through all this diagnostic stuff. And it got me thinking about all the things that her and I and my whole family really never thought were important enough to mention to our doctors because to us it's just normal and we don't want to feel like we're complaining. We don't want to feel like we're a hypochondriac. So we just only mention the major stuff. But what I was explaining to her and what I understand in my massage knowledge as a massage therapist is that the body is really connected to itself. So the things that you're having may not necessarily be only that thing. It may be because something else is happening. She with the chest pain stuff that she's having. Of course, you say chest pain, everybody thinks heart attack, so that's what they're wanting to test her for. But it could be a front rib that's detached. It could be the shoulder isn't happy. It could be a neck issue. It could be an anxiety issue. It could be a gallbladder issue. Like, there's so many things that it could be. But if you don't mention all those other symptoms to your doctor, they don't even know to look there. So I've realized recently, and I'm trying to explain to her now, that being very open with your doctor is super important, even if you think that it's trivial. So I started medical journaling a while back, and I recommended that she do it too, because sometimes when you get to the doctor, you just forget about the dumb thing that happened on Tuesday. You just don't think about them. So I told her that I've started medical journaling, and when I go see my doctor, I just give that to him, and he it's not like super lengthy or anything. It's just like, today this happened for this long, and then this is when it went away. That's the kind of stuff that I log. So I suggested that she start doing that too. And she is realizing that she's writing down a lot more than she even thought she would. And she's like, I feel like I'm complaining about so many little things. And I was like, I know that's how it feels. But like I said, if you don't tell your doctor everything, they're not getting a full picture, so they can't really figure out what's wrong. And I mentioned dumb stuff to my doctor now. I actually just wrote down, because I just went to Hawaii with my family, and when I was wearing my bikini, my husband said that my low back had some funny discoloration. He says it looks like there's a honeycomb pattern underneath my skin of like blood vessels. And so I asked my massage therapist about it, because I got a massage when I got home. And he's like, yeah, I've noticed that before too recently. You've got this thing on your low back, and I really don't know what it is either. So I wrote it down. And the next time I go see my doctor, I'm definitely going to mention it, because I don't know what it is. And I'm pretty certain it's not always been there, because my husband surely would have seen it before now. But it's dumb little stuff like that you don't really think is important enough to mention, but it could mean something, or it could clue the doctor into something that might not necessarily have been in their spectrum of thought until you mention some other symptom, and then they go, oh, well, that could be this, and that connects to this. And so it's tricky, at least for my family, because we're the family that we only go to the doctor if we're dying. I mean, we just never went to the doctor growing up. It wasn't something that we did unless there was something really wrong, like when my one family member got pneumonia, or when my other family member got shingles. Like, that's the stuff we go to the doctor for. But the little dumb everyday aches and pains, or like constipation, or being, having stomach issues, these are all things that we always thought, oh, I must have ate something bad, it'll just go away, not worth mentioning to the doctor. Kinda is. So I personally recommend that anybody who has several weird medical issues or is in a diagnostic process to start writing everything down, because like I said, you forget, or you don't think that it's important. So every time somebody says to me that something's weird, like the mark on my low back, or my nail lady said that my nails are ridged and that was odd, so I wrote that down. Like, anytime somebody tells me something's weird, or if I notice something that's unusual, or I notice something that only happens every once in a while, I try to log like what I ate, if it's stomach issues, and then this is what happened, and then how long it lasted, or if it's pain, I did this today, this is what I felt, this is how long it lasted. So those are the kinds of things that I note down. And I feel like it's helped me and my doctor get a better picture of things. Once my geneticist appointment finally comes around, which probably isn't going to be until September-ish, then we'll start really diving into some real tests and diagnosis of other conditions, the what do they call it, comorbid conditions that go with EDS or hypermobility. We'll start testing for that kind of stuff then. But having this log now is already cluing my doctor into things that I could have going on. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. It's worked really well for me. It's making her realize that she's got more things than she thought going on. And I think that awareness on your own part and on your doctor's part is very beneficial in the whole diagnostic process. So wanted to share, recommend that you try it. It's hard to get into the habit of, but once you get going, it becomes kind of part of your routine. But I know that a lot of people out there are having a problem getting diagnosis, and I think that the more information you can give your doctors, the better. So that's my little tidbit for today, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!